Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Whirlpool Refrigerator Ice Dispenser Drum. It's going to be a very easy repair and it'll only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the instructions, a flat washer, and the ice dispenser drum. The ice dispenser drum is what actually pushes the ice forward out through the dispenser in the door. The main reason you'd be changing it is if it's damaged or if the hole is rounded out and it's not pushing the ice forward. In order to change out the part, we have to open up the freezer door and pull the ice bin out. Now that we have the ice bin out of the freezer, we can take out the screws that hold it together. There's 3 on the inside of the bin and 6 along the outer edge out here. You can remove all the screws with a 1/4-inch nut driver. Once you have those screws out, we can remove this retaining screw that holds this actuator bar in so we can pull the ice bin apart. Make sure you don't lose the little pieces. Now that we have the screws out, we can take the rest of the bin apart to get the auger out. So you can pull the front cover off and then tilt it up a little bit and pull the bin off. You take the coupler and the sleeve off. Next we can remove the clip off the front of the auger. It's pretty easy to get off. You just have to spin it so it's pointed towards the bottom or the top, where it's a little bit more oblong, so it has enough room to come off. And then we can pull the washer off. With the front clip and washer off, we can pull the crusher out of the housing. Now that we have the crusher assembly and auger out of the housing, we can use a 9/16" wrench to remove this nut off the front. You're going to have to go clockwise to take it off. It is reverse threads, so once you get it loose, you can just unscrew it. So when you take all these little things off, you want to make sure that you put them down in the same order that you take them off, so that you put them on the right way. Don't mix them up, forget where they go. Once we have them off, we can slide the plate and the drum off the auger. Here's the old ice dispenser drum next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. To put the new ice dispenser drum in, according to the instructions, we're not going to use this cone or this particular washer. So we'll get rid of those and throw them away. We are going to use the washer that came with the kit, and then we can slide the new drum onto it. Now that we have that on, we can put the front plate back on. Then we can put the crusher assembly back together. Start with this bearing right here. Goes up into the plastic housing. And then we put the teeth back on. If you got these mixed up, they're labeled A, B, and C. A, B, and C. And make sure that the teeth are pointing this way, otherwise it won't crush the ice properly. This one's a little bit tricky. If your bearings fell out, get them back in the holder. Put one side on, and then put the teeth in there. Then we can put the next bushing, last teeth. Then the last bushing in the nut. Remember, the nut is reverse thread, so counterclockwise to tighten it down. Doesn't have to be super tight. You can take your 9/16 inch wrench and just snug it down a little bit. And also remember, when you put this assembly back in, you have to make sure that this stays in its hole. Now we can put the ice crusher back into its housing. And reassemble the ice bucket. Put the washer on there. You can just set the lock washer on and push it in place with your flathead screwdriver. Put the sleeve back on. The sleeve, you want to make sure that this little groove goes right about this area, and by that I mean where this thing bends down, where the auger bends in. And then we can put the auger coupling in, which, as you remember when we took it out, that little hole right there goes right on to that bend. All right, now that we have the sleeve and the drive back on, we can put the ice bucket back around the auger. Pretty simple, just slide it back on. To make this a little bit easier to flip over so we can put the bar back on, I'm going to put these two screws in right here first, and these will hold the auger assembly to the crusher. Now that we have those two to hold it in place, we can flip it over and put this arm in. The arm is what opens and closes this flapper to go between crushed and cubed ice. So we just need to put that bracket on. All right, in order to get this little bracket back on, we have to make sure that the hole is on this side. So we're going to put it onto the bar, and then you have to spin it to lock it onto the bar, and then flip it over. Once you have that on, you can slide it down and put the screw in. All right, with this held in place, make sure that the spring goes into this little groove on this side. Then on the other side, we have to spin it all the way around and clip it underneath the bar so it puts tension on it. So when it's activated, it goes back to its normal position. We can put the cover back on and put the screws back in. And last but not least, we have the one inside the ice bin. All we have to do is put the bin back in, just set it on the rails and push it back into place, and then turn the ice maker back on. And then we can close the freezer door. Now that you're finished repairing your refrigerator, you can plug it back in, make sure it starts to cool off, and goes back to its normal temperature. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.